Hey, folks. Sending some invites here if you're there. Haha. All right. Is that us? I'm probably plugged in with the wrong one here. Hey, that's a little better. 2 people watching. Dropping some invites. I had to ditch the OBS, boys and girls. Please comment. Let me know if you're here. Because I don't know if you're here otherwise. Does this thing tell us how many are watching this too? Yeah, it does. All righty then. Let's see here. Hey, that's cool. A close friend of mine just subscribed to my channel. That makes me very happy. At least I think that's him. I don't know who the 2 viewers are. Hi, folks. Sorry if I'm boring so far. I've been really struggling with the tech difficulties here. Not trying to start the stream with complaints. Welcome to RX Only Picture Show. As usual, here's Sean with a thimble on his finger, playing with the xylophone and the zildjian bell. See there? It's a nice bill. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me? I can't believe that's not getting a comment out of somebody. That's what you tuned in for, folks. All right. Nice catch, scene. So, trying to get my co-host in here. He's so kind to literally host us at his house. And I'm trying to get my drummer from Denver, Colorado, who's currently having internet problems, of course. Finally get somebody to agree to perform live instrument from somewhere else in the world. And the little internet demons say, no, no. I've been failing to break the fourth wall for the most part. So, hi, everyone. Welcome to RX Only Picture Show. Everyone being, I don't know who the other 2 people are. Nobody's commenting. I don't know who's in here. Jim! Ready when you are. We are live. And we just went away from OBS because I don't know how to do it, man.
Oh, no.
So we got to go live. We tell people 7 o'clock. We can't. I'm like, geez, they said 7 o'clock. Now we can do that in regular life. But we can't do that to our audience. You know, like the doctor, that guy can wait. And Look at there. Look who just subscribed to my YouTube account. I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't think he'd appreciate it, but that's pretty cool, huh?
Cool.
All right. I'm not going to say who he is, but for those of you that are inside the Walla Walla group, I could say he cuts like a laser. All right. Let's see if we can get Friedman in here. I sent you a request, my friend. If you want to be upstairs, you can.
All right.
If you know what I'm saying.
I need to find my headphones for that.
You could probably take these if you want them.
No, they won't fit in here without the adapter.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
iPhone.
Apple's got the fancy stuff.
Silliness.
I just do this because it at least lets me know how live my mic is. But yeah, we could. What's going on here?
What is going on here?
3 watching, it says.
Well, howdy ho, viewers. Ahoy hoy.
Oh, cool. There we go. That's the guy. I guess I can say his name now.
What is going on here?
3 watching.
All right. Comments working on
Greetings,
the iPad.
sir. Greetings. That's another potential guest. Ooh, yeah. That's that. Leave it just like that. That's that.
That's the orange.
That's the color of our first commenter of the night.
All right.
We used to call him Satan. Well, some people still do. But yeah, we have a drummer trying to get his technical difficulties worked out in Denver, Colorado. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to try. And if it doesn't, then I've got a brand new Duncan yo-yo that my friend Kevin Holmes, who I know will not care if I say his name live on the internet because he is even more of a fame whore than I am and absolutely insists. This guy, Kevin Holmes, if you've never looked up Kevin Holmes or if you don't know who Kevin Holmes is, go check him out because like for the last almost 30 years now, he's been designing logos that include himself and then putting them on everything. He's got like him with his little red hat on a hockey puck, on a sticker, on a guitar pick. I wouldn't be surprised if he had like, what do you call it? Like a hand blender, like the old fashioned hand blender, like your grandma uses.
Blender, like the thing that they use.
Yeah, the egg beater. There we go.
An egg beater.
Like I wouldn't be shocked at all if I was like going through a secondhand store in Walla Walla and I found an egg beater that said Kevin Holmes on it, because that's how much shit he puts his name on. Kevin Homie Holmes.
That'd be cool.
So let me see if I can get Mr. Friedman on the line.
Hey, Sean.
Yes, Jim.
What do you call a person in a tree with a briefcase?
What's that?
A branch manager.
Branch manager.
All right, that was a bad one.
And yeah, if you're in the chat or if you're watching, please let us know as far as how it sounds out here. Oh, I got an idea. We should throw this PA on and kind of get a room mic going here really loud. Didn't we do that last week and it was really good? Give us just 1 second here, folks. Oh, this is on. Let's see.
Is it on?
Yeah, let's see. It's on. What's it plugged into? Oh, it's your mic's live. Let's see.
So what do you call someone with 6 eyes, 2 mouths, and 3 ears?
What's that?
Ugly.
Hold on. Ugly.
Ugly.
6 eyes, 2 mouths, 3 ears, and only 1 finger.
Only 1 finger.
Really ugly. Test. Check. 1, 2.
I can't hear it. I don't think that one's on.
All right. Hey, baby Raj. Want to test that thing? Check it. Check the microphone.
Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Sometimes it gets a little short in it. Hello. A tall short.
Tall short.
Tall short. Is that one plugged in?
Let's plug in every mic in the fucking house.
Oh, you're shaking the camera over here.
Earthquake!
Like, oh.
All right. We gotta keep these people entertained. Somebody pull out your. Is that against YouTube's terms?
I think so.
Show us your Richard Johnson. You're such a cheddar head.
Hey.
I remember when my stepson was a young boy.
Yeah.
He was smart enough to figure out that he would get in big trouble if he used swear words. But if he made up his own words. Test 1, 2. Hi.
Oh yeah.
My name's Sean, and I've got it going on. This is much better. Look like somebody hit you with the ugly stick. And it sounds like we're getting some of this mic. Test 1, 2. Blackie Chan, that's right, Blackie Chan. It's all about yikes up in here. Yikes, what the hell did I click on now? Where am I and why?
Uh-oh.
Well, you'll have to stick around to find out.
We'll see if we can
I
make
did
it work.
include Ice Poseidon in the title because I think Ice Poseidon is going to. Did you get hit with the fat ball stick? I did, bro. They smacked me with that thing. I actually paid money for this haircut, believe it or not. You want to hear something really crazy? It was my across the street neighbor who cut my hair like this with a straight razor. Now, would you let your across the street neighbor cut your hair with a straight razor? Probably not.
Probably not.
I'm kind of fat. I can't lie. Woohoo! That's all. Only the guys that came early get to see that. No, you can tell people about it. They can watch the stream after it uploads later. All right. Maybe we're getting a message. Oh, here we go. We're getting a nice. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm getting special information here. Jim, one of our chatters is sending me private messages. That was our high school heavy metal band.
Nice.
And that is the drummer of our band in a hat. I don't know.
Is that a bird flying?
Yeah, that's a bird flying. I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see that, folks?
Hold it still so it focuses.
Oh,
kind of.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah. You know, when you hold your middle finger out like that, what it means is "fuck you." That's what that means.
Oh my word!
It does. I like Ice Poseidon too. You know, I've never really watched much of Ice Poseidon. For those of you watching or standing here in the room with me that don't know who Ice Poseidon is, he's what you would call an IRL streamer. That's in real life streamer. So there's him and a guy named Asian Andy. Asian Andy just recently did 72 hours isolated in a room on live stream. And he just laid there like on a mattress. Somebody ordered him pizza. He wasn't looking at any of the information coming in over his stream. That was part of the whole gimmick, was to just like almost play it off like a prison cell or being in a what do they call that, facility or something. But
institution.
Yeah, huh? Institution. Yeah, it was like a simulation of an institutionalized thing. And I think he made like 30 grand laying there for 72 hours. So let me tell you, I would isolate the hell out of myself for 30 grand. Just so you know. I honestly, I want to say right now, I will call out Asian Andy. I intend to send Asian Andy and Failure Accomplished both some in real life mail because they actually have PO boxes, and I mean that. So, and you know, if you want some in real life mail and you have a safe address that you can put up in the chat, put it up there, and I'll put you on the list. I don't know if you'll just get a love letter or a sticker, or who knows, maybe I'll send you a gold necklace. You never know. But I want to call out Asian Andy on an interesting stream. I watched some little clips of it, but I will up that to 72 hours in a room on live stream with no food or water. So, and I mean that. I'm not kidding.
72 hours without food or water?
I would go 72 hours, no food and water. If, I don't know, I guess I'm going to have to get some Streamlabs or something going because I currently do not have, what do they call that?
Brains.
Yeah, no, they're in there. There's a, God likes me so much he's actually making room on top for another face.
A pretty one this time?
I hope it's better than this one. But CX in the chat. So CX, somebody needs to tell me what CX means because I see that. I see that after Ice Poseidon's name. Anyway, I got distracted. I got off task. Ice Poseidon is an in real life streamer, and he recently continued the bad idea that the man who fell from grace, ladies and gentlemen, Baked Alaska. We'll have to play his song one more time this week. Well, Baked Alaska made a tragic mistake of having what appears to be a mentally ill woman on drugs participate in his life with him. And I can tell you from personal experience that this is a really bad idea. Really bad idea. Shouldn't do it. Well, Ice Poseidon appears to have done the same thing. You know, I don't have any, you know, I don't have like your analysis on this lady or her doctor's chart notes or anything, but geez, whatever her name is, I don't remember, but she's like way older. They call them THOTs, T-H-O-T. And for those of you that have not become completely familiar with this term, it stands for that hoe over there, but it has been made into a word that just means a less than desirable female, a thought.
A thought.
T-H-O-T. So Ice Poseidon had some woman at his house. He slapped some handcuffs on her. Allegedly, they had paid them to play along with this whole game, and then she got mad and decided it wasn't a game anymore, even though she'd been paid to like do the reality TV show, play along with that stuff. Went outside, called the cops on him. The cops came. He's trying to explain, and on and on. And a man who makes glorious videos on the internet about how stupid people act, how stupid people potentially can act on the internet is Mr. Metacore, also known as Jim, also known as Sweetie Pie, and probably at least 3 or 4 other handles. If you look up Mr. Metacore, he's been on the internet for a long time. And it appears to me that a war is developing between Mr. Metacore and Ice Poseidon. Ice Poseidon is actually pretty big. He's got a lot of followers, and he's like, right before I came on this stream, I saw a clip that's like him saying, I don't know who this guy is. Why is he trying to mess with me? He better back off. He doesn't know he's getting himself into.
About
Mr. Metacore.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And, so to me, that was like, uh-oh. That's kind of like someone not knowing that that's Mike Tyson standing.
It's like poking a honey badger.
Exactly. It's like poking a honey badger, to quote Jem. Oh, my thimble. Drop my thimble.
Be dropping thimbles.
Oh, there it is. Let's see. Maybe we could... I like this one so much, I don't want to put it down.
It's a nice mic. Yay, Radio Shack.
Yay, Radio Shack.
Does the green show up?
Dude, I wish we need one of those things. We need one of those things like Trump.
You want like small hands?
No, like any president or any like the heavyweight champ. We need 50 mics right here.
Oh yeah. Or the dual stereo mics that go cover up your eyes.
Or it's just where every agency has to have one. You know, every news agency, like, well, get ours up there. Run up there.
I got a guy holding the mic up.
Yeah. That's me, the last guy.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not getting any word from our drummer boy yet here.
Oh, drummers.
Maybe we'll have to put this mic down and play with a yo-yo. Press 1 if you want to see me open a brand new yo-yo and try and do some tricks. I haven't done it for a while, but
he's pretty good, you guys.
He's pretty good at
it. He's got some yo in there.
Wait. Why would I drink straight from the can?
Why would you drink straight from the can?
Will you hold this for me, please? There we go.
You're gonna pour it in there?
I'll be careful. Sure. Let's get closer to the camera. Watch this, everyone.
Why don't we lean over the computer and pour it?
I brought this brand new apple. There we go, on top of the yo-yo. Here we go.
All right.
Let's have a drink of energy.
Hold my breath.
A drink of energy.
Oh,
wow.
Perfect.
Crappy. Who knows what's been in this thimble? My finger's been in there. Oh.
Probably.
It's like communion.
The worst thing.
All right.
Drinking out of a
Thank
thimble.
you.
Thank you.
We got 6 viewers.
Press 1.
Hey, it's Exequad. That name seems familiar. I went back through our old chats and sent everybody a comment or a message that used to participate in any of our past shows. I was like, hey, I remember you.
come check us out again. We miss you.
Hey,
I
hey.
think my exit quad might have been one of them. Welcome, Pete Mars. I wonder, Blackie Chan, are you still here? All right, that's one. Press one. We better get after it here. Let's start yo-yoing.
All right, some yo-yos. I better get out of the way here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make some room, boys and girls. Some room. Yeah, maybe we need some music, definitely. Oh, that's what we should do. Let's start.
I don't like this stool here. Trade chairs.
Yeah. All right.
My
Hey,
stool here.
everybody. So let's see if we can.
Well, kind of don't want to get yo-yoed in the
Oh no.
back of the
I
head.
will be very
or
careful.
something.
I will be very careful. And if not, it'll be really entertaining.
Why'd you get yo-yoing?
I'm trying to mic you up here a little bit better. All right. Duncan Butterfly Yo-Yo. Thank you, P. Mars. It's more than a flat earth show, bro. And honestly, you can't say we're giving flat earth a bad name when Mr. Math Powerland, every time I tune into his live stream, he's standing there playing the electric guitar, and he can't play.
Most people that give flat earth a bad name is people that drink their own piss.
Couple of yo-yos, yeah. All right. Flat Earth gives itself a bad name. If you think the Earth's flat, you're an idiot. Luckily for me, I am. So. All right, now we're good somewhere. All right. My friend Kevin sent me this yo-yo because the first one I bought at the grocery store to impress my girlfriend broke when I pulled it out of the package. Well, it wasn't broken. It was poorly manufactured. The string was stuck inside of the axle. All right. Let's go around the world. Yeah, see? Even the yo-yo trick is convincing you that the Earth is a sphere. Yeah, that works pretty good. Maybe we could go around the world twice. 1, 2. Oh, come on. Come back, baby. Like I said, brand new yo-yo, so the string's going to be a little bit hard to work with at first. You got to get some oil from your fingers. That's one of the tricks. Here's P. Mars. Thank you. Appreciate that. Someone should let Math know that I actually made an offer to Math Powerland. I sent him $5, and I told him, you know, if you really want to learn how to play the guitar, because he teaches people how to do these floors, right? Okay, I'm going to interrupt what I was saying here to show you a trick. Okay, now if you're left-handed, this trick will tighten your yo-yo string. You can see I'm doing this, and see how it doesn't really want to quite come back. Okay, so a little bit of yo-yo inside baseball for yo-yo.
Nice.
Okay, so if you're right-handed and you do this, it will loosen the string. But because I'm left-handed,
It's like you're just like thrusting it down there.
Yeah, so I'm
doing a
trying to
backward
get a lot of
spin.
spin, but see how it doesn't want to how it doesn't really want to come back right away. Right there, it should come back.
What's that called?
When you throw the yo-yo down and it just hangs at the bottom of the string like that, it's called sleeping. Sleeping. So what I'm going to do is once again, outer space and flat earth. I'm going to do a trick called the spaceship. So you throw the yo-yo sideways like this. See there?
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Well, in theory.
See now? See how it came back so much easier?
Maybe we should come up with some new yo-yo tricks and name them flat earth related topics.
Yeah. Walking on the plane.
Walking on the plane.
Oh, we got the... Hold on, folks. Hold
Around
on.
the dome.
I understand. It's going to be hard to believe I'm actually pulling this off if I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
We can do some camera adjustments back and forth. All right. So, walking the dog on the plane. Whoa. We got to get a better walk the dog. All right. Let's walk the dog across the room. Oh, not bad. Maybe this way. Come on, puppy. Come on, puppy.
Oh, yeah, that's some dog walking.
Oh, this way, this way. Oh, come on. You pissed on me, Jim.
Ah. You better.
Let's see. I wonder if you can see it. Watch this. Okay, here's another crazy trick. I wonder if we'll...
I'm looking. We can't see you're on the camera, my friend. Did you just that's a pretty cool looking
There's
trick.
glass.
Oh yeah, I broke something.
Something broke.
Something broke. Thought I got all of it.
Dropped your crack pipe?
No.
Just kidding. So Ryan Martin asks, so is the moon that is reflected 4 times a sphere? Yeah, it's described as an orb.
I think an orb is a sphere.
I'd say-
Right?
I'd say none of us really know because we can't be outside of this system we're inside of. I got to get sentimental for just a minute, and I hope that you guys can still hear me on this mic. I know that mic I put over there is better, but
This is an odd camera angle.
I really miss Ryan Martin, and I love him. I want him to know that. Some of you guys watching or listening to this, you weren't even born when me and Ryan were disagreeing about conspiracy theories. That's how long this has been going on. We know the moon is a sphere because we can see 58% of it due to the fact it wobbles. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'd say it rocks back and forth. But anyway, is that what's going to happen? Is this going to turn into a flat Earth stream? I did put flat Earth in the title because it brings us extra people. But my title for this was actually very good. That's why I wanted to mention Ice Poseidon. I don't want YouTube getting mad at us. Thought-pocalypse is coming, folks. Thought-pocalypse.
Thought-pocalypse.
The thought-pocalypse is coming. And I guess we're going to have to keep looking at my phone. Oh, almost. Now, this is the famous... I guess we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. I'll show you guys another trick here. This is an amazing way to wind up your yo-yo. So, okay, everyone that plays with a yo-yo, you see them doing this, They got to wind the string up. They're trying to... And if you're new, you don't understand, like, how do you get it to wind? It doesn't wind, and you kind of got to get a little bit of slack like that, and then kind of go fast and get it to catch, and it doesn't want to catch. So instead, you place your thumb hard against the string and just zip it out there and spin. Aha.
Was that a trick?
Yeah, it's a trick of how to wind your yo-yo up really fast. See there, it's still
it worked, yeah.
See how it's not really wanting to... Let's tighten that string
You
one
can't
more
see
time.
it. It's not on camera. There you go.
So far, I think our show is one of the only shows that would excuse having one of these 360-degree cameras. You seen the 360-degree cameras, Jim?
No.
I guess if you put the VR on,
Oh yeah, that's a great
see,
idea.
this is making me mad that the OBS doesn't work yet. So there's the yo-yo.
That's a pretty neat trick there.
So that's sleeping, and you can see how it's not really wanting to catch yet. So I'm gonna.
Well, you got to set the alarm.
They're gonna be disappointed if I knock myself out. And knock the camera. I'm mad that we don't get 2 cameras. Stop being mad. Be happy with what
Be
you got.
happy.
Patricia Steer is beautiful. Do you mean that, P. Mars, or are you trolling? I hope you're trolling, because baby, that's a man. Oh man, doesn't want to do it. And, you know, I'm going to have to disagree with P. Mars here. We do not know the moon is a sphere. Now, a bunch of Freemasons that tell you they think that it's a sphere because they claim that they went there and stood on it, but they obviously didn't.
Well, they opened a Masonic lodge up there.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's lodge number something.
Oh, that's a trip.
Let's see.
No, I don't really think she's a man. I don't think Patricia Steer is a man. I think that I think there are trans people involved with media. I started to write a rap one time, and I even contacted Humpty Hump on Twitter and asked him if he wanted to help me record a take of it, and he said no. But it's like, what was it? Ann Coulter is a man. God damn. You could tell. Just look at her hands. Ann Coulter is a man. God damn. You could tell. Just look at her hands. Ann Coulter is a man. Shazam. She got an Adam's apple. God damn, Ann Coulter is a man. She's a man. That's about as far as I got. But Patricia Steer, no, I think she's a woman. I just think she's someone who's she's part of a connected group of people that is encouraged to participate in media for pay, regardless of what the subject matter is, you know. So I don't think, you know, she may or may not actually believe the earth is flat, but I think her job is to represent flat earth poorly in the media, to waste lots of time with her show Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. Her and Mark Sargent, I'd say most of the people that you find on YouTube are being disingenuous and or being misled about what you can or can't prove inside of the idea of the earth being flat. For example, the circle map, they say the map is shaped like this, you know, and that the North Pole's in the middle and the South Pole is in every direction away from the middle. That doesn't work at all. If you're standing with your back to the North Pole looking in one direction, you're going to see something different every single direction you look, you know. If this is the North Pole, and then I go to the other side and look that way, well, that's not what we see. If you go into the southern hemisphere, hemiplane, people try and do that, come up with a new idea for, you know, get rid of all the sphere words. It doesn't work. If you go into the southern hemisphere and look south, you see a famous constellation called the Southern Cross, and you see what we call a southern star spin. All of the stars in the southern hemisphere rotate around a point called Sigma Octantis, which is like the North Star, only in the south. So you have to throw the circle map out. That's just one reason. There's lots more reasons to throw it out. But that's what all of the flat earthers you find on YouTube are all promoting, is this circle map, because they're all in a little club trying to get you to think the earth is flat first and then not really think for yourself and just follow their lead, which is a bad lead. Hey, Channel Q, I sent you a message, but I never heard back from you. I'm really glad to see you. Now, last time Channel Q was here, she told me that that she has known. I believe she said that she's known Math Powerland for a long time. So let's see. Maybe if I stand back farther. I'm trying to adjust this so that I can stand a little farther away, and you guys can still see my yo-yo. Maybe I need to move. I'll move some of my stuff around here. Make room. You can't write in the title yo-yo tricks and then not do lots of awesome yo-yo tricks. So I'll stand back. Let's see. You see the over there? Nope. I'll point it down just a little bit. Adjust that camera down just a little bit. All right, now, if I get far enough away, can you still see me? Can't quite see me. Keep testing. All right. Is that a little better? All right. Now the microphone's in the way. Right. There we go. Oh, Q was the one that told you. Awesome. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Do I trust Patricia Steer? I don't trust Patricia Steer at all. No, I don't. I don't trust her. Honestly, I don't trust any of them. There's a private group that we have on Facebook that does flat Earth research, but it has nothing to do with any of the stuff that you find from people like ODD TV, Patricia Steer, Mark Sargent, Jaronism, Math Powerland, and the list goes on and on. I kind of like the guy Flat Earth Reset because he's kind of calling them out on their crap. But at the same time, I don't know for positive that he's not also someone that's just put there to be against them. Lori Ferrari has her group, Flat Earth Conspiracy. Eric DeBay, I think he's a shill too. This is an intentional bring out of the Flat Earth movement to divide people's minds, is what it is. It's a technique to make people polarized and disagree with one another. So that, say, somebody like me and Ryan Martin in the chat, he's my good friend. I've known him since we were young men. And so then maybe one day we decide, hey, I think it's flat and you don't. And then we argue and disagree and we can't agree. And finally now you've divided a true real life friendship because we no longer agree. And they do the same thing about abortion. They do the same thing about politics. They do the same thing about religion. They do the same thing about diet. They're always pushing a 50-50 for people to choose from and never a reasonable middle ground. This is the problem that we see in the world, that people have a knee-jerk emotional reaction. They're conditioned to be too emotional from birth. Nowadays, especially, no one uses logical deduction or induction for that matter. And so then people disagree. And then if you think I'm an idiot and I think you're an asshole or vice versa, then we never get together and agree not to argue and become productive and say, start a big farm or a garden or a factory or company or do something good and productive and positive. Instead, we just argue and make memes and be mad and dye our hair purple or buy a gun and fly our American flag on the back of our 4x4 pickup truck. And probably should plug my phone in just in case it's starting to die. Thanks, P. Mars. I appreciate that. So that's Reset's name. See, Channel Q ain't lying. She really does know. This is a hangout this time. So if you wanted to jump in here, Q, a little bit later on, we have a drummer that we're trying to get in here and do some stuff. And please let me know if the audio's not good. I got another mic over here I could try and put on a better stand.
Oh, Channel Q.
Yeah. Maybe we should put that mic on your stand. Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flat Earth Conspiracy is a conspiracy. All right, here, let's try this. Can you take that one off, please? And now for my next trick.
Am I not plugged in?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Hello?
This one's just live. I know this one's live, so they don't hear you're on. So that way,
Who's gonna
you shouldn't have to get two on top of that.
unplug this one?
All right.
Oh, it's unplugged.
Oh yeah, I think this one's got. I think this cord's bad, bro.
No, it's just this connection.
Okay.
So you gotta jam it in there a little bit.
I thought we had one more mic stand.
We got all kinds of mic stands.
We have this one.
There was another mic stand.
Good try and put
Oh,
this.
it's that. That one. Over there.
No, that one's only half there. I don't know what's up with that. Just trying to add. So
Hello, hello.
if you read the
Sounds
chat,
like it's working.
look at Channel Q is telling, she really knows a lot about flat Earth. If Josh Friedman can't jump in here, then we might have to just change this over to a Let's Pick Channel Q's Brain About Flat Earth show.
Okay.
So
Let's see.
Maybe I'll come on in a bit. Cool. Yeah. No rush at all. Because I'm, like I said, I know we're disorganized, but hey, until we get a little bit ahead of ourselves, this is the kind of show we're running, man. One day I'll be completely organized in my life.
Oh, yeah. I'm just waiting for that day. That's when I'll clean my room.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck off, Peterson. That's another thing, too. What do you guys think of Jordan Peterson? He's another guy that I've really enjoyed and appreciated some of the things he's done, but
pretty common sensey.
He's very common sensey, but then as you get farther and farther into him, you're like, whoa, hold on, bro. You're preaching one thing and doing another.
What was he doing that he was?
Well, he says.
have you seen the whole thing?
Critical?
Have you seen the whole thing with Jordan Peterson and the Jewish question?
No.
So of course people immediately start tripping out, because nowadays, when I was young,
you certainly, no polite person would be just bringing up Jews all the time. But now it's 2018. We talk about Jews every day. And you say we're not allowed to do it. Okay, that's a contradiction. It used to be true that you lose your job and all your friendships if you start being critical of Jews. Now people are critical of Jews all the time. I like what P. Mars says. Yeah, I agree, P. Mars. He's okay, but overhyped. But the other day, okay, so one of the main books old Peterson is always preaching is the Gulag Archipelago. And I listened to most of it free on YouTube, and it's an interesting book, and it's definitely worthwhile. Wait.
Did you read Ryan Martin's?
Okay, Ryan Martin. If you go to the edge of the map, you can't just climb over. You have to stand at the edge, breathe pure contrails, all while chugging fluoride to exit the simulation. That's not even the hard part. The hard part is getting back in. Well, why would you want to get back in? Is it that bad out there? I know how to get back in, Ryan. You're not fooling me.
Yeah.
Eat the Matrix steak.
You just come in on the other side.
Yeah, it's like Pac-Man.
Like Pac-Man.
But yeah, so what's it called? Gulag Archipelago by Alexander Solzhenitsyn, a Russian man who was trapped in the concentration camps. That's the main book that he's famous for, and a bunch of other ones. And Peterson loves talking about that book and how important it is for people to understand the end game outcome of ideologies like communism. But recently, with the help of the people on 4chan, another famous book by Alexander Solzhenitsyn was finally translated from Russian into English, and it's called 200 Years 200 Years Together, and it's about the Russians' relationship with Jews. And so most people would consider this book highly anti-Semitic because it's highly critical of Jews. So then some kid in a question and answer session at a real live event asked Peterson, what about the Jews? What about Solzhenitsyn? What about this other book? And he gets all pent up and it's like he does this, oh. Oh. And he goes to the other side of the stage and he stands there. And he says,
I can't do it.
Well, if the first rule in your 12 reasons to be really cool in your life book is to tell the truth, well, then tell it.
Yeah. That's a great name for a book. 12 reasons to be really cool in your life.
Well, that's pretty close. I might be paraphrasing here, but
could be.
You got to keep back to the yoga
here.
This one's called The Man on the Flying Trapeze.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I can hear it zing as it whizzed past my head.
I'll tell you a secret. If I get lots of likes, comments, and shares, I'll bring the brand new, almost $100 aluminum machined yo-yo that replaces the one that Ryan Martin's dad gave to me when we were teenagers. And I'll do even better tricks because it has a sealed, almost microscopic sealed ball bearing for an axle. What do you guys think of that? It's called the SB2. Whoa! So let's see, we got to keep reading that. Can you juggle? No, he's the juggler. He's a little out of practice, so maybe we'll have to. I don't know what we'd have to juggle. You can
maybe some light bulbs?
Yeah, I'm down. Want me to grab the broom and a dustpan?
Well, this is a nice light bulb. Maybe,
Let's see, well, Jim can juggle, so he's going to find something to juggle.
It's been a while, but it's like falling off a bike.
Let's see, we got Caesar Lee's. That's not even, bring lots of sunscreen, trust me. Oh, so you're saying the light outside the simulation is worse? He just did an Illuminati hand sign. Yeah, does that mean, some people think that means 666? When we've been raised our whole lives to believe it means okay. In some countries it means asshole. Just like that. Or that. I'm definitely not in the Illuminati. You know, for those of you that are new on the conspiracy scene, Illuminati means the meaning of it is to be illuminated, like spiritually or secretly, internally illuminated, like you have the secret light. So kind of similar to the devil, some people say. It was all started by a man named Adam Weishaupt in 1776, believe it or not, right before they started the United States of America. They started the Illuminati. Adam Weishaupt, a Bavarian Jew. He's like, I think his mom was a Jew. He was raised and trained by Jesuits. And it was his plan to infiltrate and take over Freemasonry from the inside out so that his Illuminati group could hide inside of the Freemasonic Brotherhood and do their dirty work without being identified. And it was all like Heaven 6 cell structure, you know. It was all like not just a regular organization linked together like we would think of a corporation or something, but so that each cell, if it was damaged, that it could be eliminated or not worried about, and the other cells would be insulated and protected. And they used it, mainly the Scottish Rite lodges of Freemasonry. They infiltrated it and pushed forward their Illuminati secret society that way. So, oh, here we go. Kumquats. Yeah, so you're getting some juggling. Step into the light, my friend.
A little bit bright. But
not bad.
we're going to start with something simple like
I'll just stand here and yo behind it. To hell with that drummer. He never was on time anyway. Whoa. Come on, yo-yo.
Oh, a little rusty. I should go to the supermarket more.
Yeah, I'm rusty too. Go to the supermarket more.
That's
You get better at juggling if you go to the supermarket?
Well, you don't have to pay for. Well, I might have to pay for stuff, but.
Come on.
Oops.
Yeah. Now it's a fucking variety show. I don't know, maybe we should stop swearing so if little kids tune in. Nah. You know, the thing is, not swearing around kids is nonsense.
Yeah. They know those are bad
Little
words.
kids cuss more than adults. And they do it really poorly. You ever caught little junior high kids cussing and it's like all out of line? Like they say, the yo-yo fucking yeah and fuck cum and shit and dumb bitch whore and that motherfucking shit son of a bitch and that guy's a bitch punk fuck, the bitch punk fuck and stuff like it's really funny.
Yeah.
Trying to tighten the string up, it doesn't want to tighten up. All right.
Oops. I'm just totally missing them.
Calm down. What about Booth World Industries? Boy, I never heard of that one. I'll have to look it
What
up.
is Booth World Industries?
Yeah, if we keep being so manic, Channel Q's going to refuse to be our guest. Why would I come on? You're not going to let me say anything.
All right, what is it? Booth World Industries?
Booth World Industries. Trying to get this is called loop to loop, and it's my favorite trick. And you should be able to just do it over and over again. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Booth World Industries.
Whoa.
It's an urban legend.
It's an urban legend? You mean like Saudis doing 9/11? Is that an urban legend?
I think an urban legend is that Sasquatch uses the toilet. I mean,
Does Sasquatch use the toilet?
no. Sasquatch is just a projection from the 11th dimension. He doesn't pee or poop.
This is called Rock the Baby in the Cradle.
Rough.
That. So you can do a man on the flying trapeze. This is not the kind of yo you can bang on the ground. Do I believe in the dark web? Oh yeah, I believe the dark web absolutely exists.
I've got a keyboard dark web brand.
Black web, isn't it?
Oh, black web. Yeah, you're right. It's not the dark web.
Well, I've talked to people who claim they've been on the dark web or the deep web, as they call it. I've never gone on there. I don't have any interest to hire a hitman or look at horrible imagery of children being taken advantage of in bad ways or murdered, or to buy illegal drugs. And I do know that the main thing they say the dark web is for people to use large-scale communication systems that aren't required to be on the regular internet. So maybe somebody like Apple or Google or Amazon has or maybe a different company that's not so information-based for the world that's out here, that they have their networks all privately, like it's completely privatized internet system, kind of like a gated community in your town. You go up the hill far enough, people get rich, you go up even farther and there's a big gate where the guy's sitting there and you're not allowed to go in. I've heard that that's a big thing on the dark web too. So here's an old trick. This is what's called around the corner. Oh, it didn't jump. There it goes. This yo-yo's breaking in finally.
Yeah. It's supposed to go jumping over your shoulder?
Yeah, it's supposed to jump.
Maybe if you weren't left-handed.
Maybe if I wasn't.
Ever wonder how much better your life would be if you were a righty?
How much better? It couldn't possibly be better.
How would you ever know?
Doesn't matter.
All kinds of.
So the truth is, I am left-handed, and my great grandmother, who helped my mother raise me, tried to convince my mother to force me to learn how to be right-handed. And praise the Lord, my mother talked her out of it and said, "No, Grandma," because back in the day that was a thing. Like, because that was considered cursed if you're left-handed.
Yeah.
It was bad. It's the devil's hand. You wouldn't believe what I've done with this devil's hand.
Yeah, didn't they? Didn't they burn witches for being left-handed?
Yeah, they burned
witches.
For when I went to Scotland, they said that if you had red hair, which you can't see my hair now, but it grows out. It used to be pretty red. If you were handsome, which I'm obviously stunningly handsome, or if you were left-handed, those were all risks. Exequads after for walking doctors.
Nice.
Come on, doggy.
Kind of in the way there. Walk some dog.
See if we can come this way with it.
Green light.
This is a pretty big basement, kid. I like that. Whoa.
All right, walk that dog back.
I'm trying. This yo-yo doesn't really want to wind it up. Come on, baby. Come on. Move this way. Come on, puppy.
That's pretty good. Ooh.
There you are. Walk the dog. I don't know know why it doesn't want to stay wound up. So let's just over tighten it and see what happens here. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, MTV Raps.
All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the rhythm and the style that you're used to.
All right, we'll try one more time here. This is from Exequad. Walk the dog. What's the walk all funny? Check this out, Jim. Around the world. Oh, you'd have to go around the world the other way. Oh, I'm kind of scared to do that here.
Ceiling's a little low.
A little low, see.
A little low.
Let's take a look and see if we're getting any action on a drummer here. Mujahideen says, "Where's the unicycle and the poodle?" We'll get your plane ticket if you want to come help.
Calling the poodle. Poodle calling.
Let's see here. I'm gonna. Let's make a phone call.
That's a good idea.
Hey, P-Mars, thanks for subscribing, man. I appreciate that. Anybody that's not subscribed, if you want to see this every week or the random other stuff that I'm going to be posting, please subscribe, like, share, let people know. We're just doing a live variety show every week, and we're not very organized yet, but we intend to get ahead of ourselves, have a schedule, book regular guests, including SoundCloud rappers, and, you know, one of my dreams is to get old Jim here sculpting live. Let me show you guys. I've got a picture of making some progress here on one of the two Bogdanov twins. I need to go look up his name and remember which one it is. So this is we'll probably, honestly, when I finish this, we'll probably raffle it off or give it away.
I think we should.
But to do that, we're going to have to get like, what do you say, 42. We have to have at least 42 viewers. When we hit 42 viewers, then we'll start the process of creating a raffle or a giveaway of this portrait of one of the two Bogdanov twins. Now, I think that the Bogdanovs are almost at the top of the conspiracy. Above them are probably Korean and Chinese women, but then it's the Bogdanovs. Then right underneath them, it's like 50-50 between Catholics, Jews, and Muslims. And then from there down, let's see, after Catholics, Jews, and Muslims, I'm pretty sure it's
cockroach conspiracy.
The cockroaches?
The cockroaches.
Oh, yeah,
they're pulling all the strings. You just can't see them. Come out at night. Pretty terrible.
Yeah, that got off the task there. So let's put this guy on speaker. We'll just like a radio show back in the day.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And call your mom. I should call my mom. If I called my mom right now, what you'd find out is that it would be very obvious that she's my mother. Because I'd call being a ham, thinking I'm funny, and she'd be like, "John, knock it off. Where's the money you owe me?" All right, let's put this on speaker. We should be done yo-yoing for a little while here. No answer. Uh-oh. Maybe he got cold feet.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Well, I have to take this opportunity right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to say this is why you don't want to have to deal with drummers. Drummers. The last rock and roll band I was in, one of our members that wasn't a drummer actually took 6 months and learned how to drum because we had such a hard time getting drummers. And that's the truth. So Any drummer jokes?
I think there's one.
Let's see. What's a good drummer joke? Exequad. Ice Poseidon is in the title because, oops, when we first started, we were talking about Ice Poseidon. We were talking about the fact that now it looks like he's kind of accidentally calling out or encroaching upon the territory of Mr. Medicare. And I find that fascinating and really look forward to the long-term potential, you know, as they would say in the meme economy, buy now, buy now, buy now. I cannot fathom how good it might get if Ice Poseidon wants to piss off Sweetie Pie Jim Medicare and make it into a long-term war, because hey, if you follow Medicare and look at his videos, you know, man.
So how do you tell if the stage is level?
No, I'm not a leech and a manipulator using Ice Poseidon in the title for views. Ice Poseidon is perfectly happy to be blowing up all over the internet. He's the one that brought some kind of a weird thought, old grand thought, as they're calling her, into his house and said that, yes, the titles are topics for discussing. No, it's not a clickbait title. You guys just haven't been here very long. Now that you've brought it back up, we're perfectly willing to address Ice Poseidon. We were also trying to get a drummer on the telephone, playing with a yo-yo, playing the piano, talking about conspiracies. Jim was actually practicing his juggling. So he's live 24 hours in the closet. I haven't seen that. I saw like a black dude and a white guy with a sombrero almost getting a boxing match in the closet, and I think that had something to do with him. But no, I put him in the title because I'm very curious to see. The last thing I saw on Twitter before I started this stream was like a 1-minute clip of him talking about Mr. Medicare and all the accusations that are flying around. Now, Baked Alaska and him took this weird old grand thought lady who's freaking out and calling the cops on him. They took her iPad and said they were going to sell it on eBay, and now they're trying to say that they don't have it, which may be true. You know, maybe they had it and then someone else took it away, or who knows what happened. But she's accusing them of stealing it, talking about calling lawyers, all this crazy internet drama surrounding Ice Poseidon. So, no, I like Rose. Rose King must be one of those dudes that likes to suck Ice Poseidon's dick, huh? A huge fan of his. I've never watched the dude until the last few days when he decided to have what appears to me to be like borderline or bipolar crackheads at his house in LA. So I don't know why it hurts to put his name in the title, you know. You can start your own stream and go put me down, put my name in the title. I won't be offended.
We'll change the lighting.
Yeah, do it. Change it to red or something.
Yeah, we're going red.
But yeah, it looks like we're not going to be able to get our drummer. Now he's not even answering the phone. So see, that's kind of like what happened. So there's another blood sports channel, the Ralph Retort, and Ralph Retort tried to get this same lady. I don't remember her name. It's like Corinne or something like that. Tried to get her on his show, and then she was not answering the phone, hanging up on him, telling him he didn't have enough viewers. So it's internet drama. If you go look at our last week or the week before? Week before, we did a stream all about Baked Alaska and sang Lord Byron's song for like 3 hours on and off, all dedicated to Baked Alaska and his fall from grace, I guess you would call it. And I'm curious. The real reason I put it in the title this week is because I'm curious to see if Ice Poseidon being offended by Mr. Medicare and calling his name out on the internet, I'm curious to see if that turns into a similar fall from grace. Will Ice Poseidon be able to weather the storm and be perfectly satisfied with the outcome, or will involving himself with Mr. Medicare and what we call the internet insanity, will that cause him to topple and potentially fall from grace? Remains to be seen. What do you guys think? Oh, hell yes. Oh, thank God. Now I'm potentially in the next clip. Now, if we can just get somebody in here to clip this and make me look stupid, then somebody can put my name in the title.
We don't need to clip it.
That's true. You don't need to clip it. How many Mountain Dews do you drink? I think this is the second one on the day.
That's more than a Mountain Dew, though. It's a
Oh, it's a
some sort
kickstart.
of ass kicker.
Now, I won't deny using caffeine and even green dye to affect how stimulated I might be, but I am naturally a completely over-the-top person if you give me attention. I'm a ham. I've always been a ham. Maybe we should play you guys a song. We got 6 people. Is that enough for a song? He drinks just enough before he gets to the point of kidney failure. Nah, no kidney failure, man. Actually, I'm pretty contrary in my diet. Like I don't eat meat. I'm pretty much a vegetarian. I really have been focusing on eating a lot of fresh and raw fruit. But then at the same time, I do stupid shit like drink energy drinks. Complete contradiction. Yeah, I agree, Roast King. I don't understand why he's so big either. I've been kind of looking at a few clips. The IRL streaming is still kind of a mystery to me. Jim and I have talked about doing an IRL stream, like maybe where we take the camera out to lunch at the bar or something and just sit there and have a business meeting or something. But Red Bull gives me dizzy.
It'll do that.
Is Ryan Martin still in there? You got any requests? I'll play some songs on the guitar. Who's got a request?
Why don't you play that one Bob Dylan song you were playing?
Oh, we have to put the find a way to get the lyrics up here on the screen or something.
All right.
Oh, our second monitor. You give the second
I'll
monitor.
look it up. I'll get that second monitor. It's kind of tabled some stuff. So, yeah.
No, we're not in Los Angeles. No, we're not.
I'll just put it up here.
That'll work. So let's see if I can remember the lyrics. What's the name of it? It's called Positively 4th Street. You know, I'm not quite on the edge of the earth. And to answer Ryan Martin's question, the green dye is a controversial ground up leaf from a plant that mostly grows in Indonesia and other similar locations. And if you need to know more than that, then maybe you should look in the center console of your friend's cars.
Can you read that?
Yeah, that's good. I should be able to remember. Thank you.
It's a light.
I'm starting to really like Roast King. Do you have a channel, Roast King? Because I'm about to go subscribe, even if you don't. He really is the Roast King.
He is the roast.
He's the Roast King. Hey, so wait a minute. So why'd you put Ice Poseidon in the title? Well, you know, man, come on. He's blowing up right now. Yeah, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, why didn't you put song in the title? I like this guy. He could kick it. So I gotta. There's no chords there. That's all right. I gotta remember the chords, folks. Hold on. Nope. That's right. Back at the top. All right, so this is a song that a lot of people love for specifically for situations where someone has disrespected you and you thought they were your friend or you thought they were close to you, and it turns out that they're like a punk ass piece of shit no good, dirty, rotten motherfucking cocksucker that you don't ever want to see again, right? Okay, and it's called Positively 4th Street. The man who wrote it, his name is Robert Zimmerman, but most people call him Bobby Dylan. So we'll try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got a lot of nerve to say you are my friend. When I was down, you just stood there grinning. And you got a lot of nerve to say you got a helping hand to lend. Just want to be on the side that's winning. You say I let you down. You know it's not like that. If you're so hurt, well then don't you show it. Take me for such a fool to think I'd make contact. Oh, I missed a verse there, so. You say you've lost your faith, but that's not where it's at. You're so hurt, well then don't you show it. I know the reason you talk behind my back. I used to be among the crowd, you're aware. Take me for such a fool to think I'd make contact. The one who tries to hide what he don't know to begin with. You see me on the street, you always act surprised. You say, how are you, good luck, but you don't mean it. Well, you know just as well as me, you'd rather see me paralyzed. Why don't you just come out once and scream it? Well, you know I don't feel that good when I see the heartbreaks you embrace. If I was a master thief, perhaps I'd rob them. And I know you're dissatisfied with your position and your place. Don't you understand? It's not my problem. One more time, please. It is sad. Oh, that's weird. The last verses aren't there. Nice. It's okay, I'll remember it. too. Well, I wish that for just one time you could stand inside my shoes. Is that right? And just for that one moment, I could be you. Yes, I wish that for just one time you could stand inside my shoes. You know what a drag it is to see you. That's the second time I've played that song, probably since 10 years ago, and I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop right there.
It is a sad song.
It's a sad song.
It's a sad song.
We could play a happy one.
Let's play a happy song.
There, you got a request that you think is in my age bracket channel queue? Special code to be a famous and relevant streamer or streamer in general.
You have to act autistic.
You have to, okay. Well, I don't know what she says. All right, so. Well, here, I'll try a hard one. This is a hard song, but I'll try it. I may screw it up, but it's happy at least.
Don't screw it up.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You set yourself up. That's bad performance. Jim's right. I'm going to play this, and it's going to be fucking terrific. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. She got 2 for a nickel, got 4 for a dime. Would say more, but they ain't none of mine. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say like me. Yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. I got a letter from the woman in the room, said she got me something good, she's gonna bring home soon. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say like me. Yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. I got a woman, she's long and tall, she sleeps in the kitchen with the feet in the hall. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say like me. Yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. Well, the Billy Goat got a pink bumblebee's nest, and ever since in the canteen is red. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say like me. Yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. Well, Grandma done left and the Grandpa too. I don't know what in the world all those children's gonna do. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say like me. Yeah, she got him to say. Oh, hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. I'm gonna do away with your back, gonna put your liver to sleep, gonna pull out your eyes, cause you're hard not to be for my hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say like me. Yeah, she got him to say. I say this. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. Hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say. Me and my baby got a V8 Ford, and we ride that thing right up on the rainbow, saying hot tamales in the red hot, yeah, she got him to say like me. Yeah, she got him to say. Woohoo!
All right.
That's happy. Sing Ram Ranch, please. Don't let the chat down. Ryan Martin's the requests are
Here's the
rolling in
lyrics. Do you want the lyrics?
now. I have no idea what Ram Ranch is.
Well, you're gonna have to try it. Grant McDonald, 18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big heart, throbbing cocks, wanting to be sucked.
So, I got to compliment Roast King. You know, you have to have a hat if you're going to tip it. Roast King's roasting extends not just from the improvisational ideas of making a crass comment, but he also is prepared to request the gayest song.
Did you put Ram Ranch on the title of the
No, yeah.
stream?
I will next time. Next stream's going to be a Ram Ranch, only 3.5 hours straight. Ram Ranch. I see now what Ram Ranch is. And we're going to try and satisfy Ryan Martin's request, but it's not going to work, but we'll try it anyway. Okay, so he's requesting Holy Wars.
Holy Wars.
Holy Wars goes.
Nice.
I don't remember, Ryan. Damn. Gotta go slower. I haven't done that for more than 10 years. Message retracted. Wait, what happened? Oh, wait, we got it on. We got to have it on live chat, not top chat. Don't like top chat, like only live chat. Looks like Roast King might have bailed.
What? Roast King?
One of your favorites? Channel Q, wait, Holy Wars is one of your favorites? There was a time when I could actually play that song up to speed and sing it, but that was a very, very long time ago. It's like,
I'm gonna have a pizza, excuse me, guys.
ooh,
Some pizza? Veggie.
there's no meats on it. Nice. Okay, that's good enough. Sorry. I'd say I'll work on it, but once again, that's back to we're gonna have to. For me to excuse working on it, we're gonna need more people. We need money or something like it. All right. Look.
So how do you tell if your stage is level?
How do you tell if your stage is level, Jim?
Because then the drummer drools out of both sides of his mouth.
Very good. Very good. Flat Earth fraud exposure. I will pay you in flat Earth cryptocurrency if you need money.
That's a great idea.
Are you talking about that whole FE core thing? Flat Earth fraud exposure? That's FE. So we could say this guy's name is Fifi. I'm gonna call you Fifi. Flat Earth fraud exposure. That's Fifi. Flat Earth. So I got a question for you, Flat Earth Fraud Exposure. Are you exposing the frauds that are in the Flat Earth movement trying to give Flat Earth a bad name, or are you exposing the Flat Earth as a fraud? No, he says he is talking about. I know there's so many cryptos now. You guys trust the cryptocurrencies? That's not in the title. Maybe we shouldn't talk about it. It's not in the title. We need longer titles.
Definitely.
Yes, someone's giving a bad name to the Flat Earth.
How do you get a drummer off your porch?
How do you get a drummer off your porch? You pay him for the pizza.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, what's up with this guy?
What do you call a drummer with half a brain?
Gifted. Is that the right answer?
What does a drummer use for contraception?
What does a drummer use for contraception, Jim?
His personality.
Hey, you know how to tell, you know what you call a drummer with no girlfriend?
Homeless. Hey, buddy, how late does the band play?
I don't know. How late?
About half a beat behind the drummer.
Oh, if only.
Did you hear about the drummer that finished high school?
No.
Me neither.
Me neither. Forgive us for eating live on stream, folks. But
So why do guitarists put drumsticks on the dashboard of their car?
why is that?
So they can park in the handicap spot.
Channel Q says, how do you give Flat Earth a bad name? Oh, she's probably asking Flat Earth Fraud Exposure. Yeah, keep going.
What's the difference between a drummer and a savings bond?
What's that?
One will mature and make money.
Now we sound like a radio talk show in the morning where we tell jokes and laugh at ourselves. Ho, 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 Jim and I are so funny.
What did the drummer say to the band leader? Do you want me to play too fast or too slow?
Well, I got to hear it. To make up for picking on drummers so much, I got a joke for you. How do you know that the lead singer is at the door?
How's that?
He can't find the key and he doesn't know when to come in. So, let me turn the light off. Yeah, I think flat earthers, whether they're the ones paid to be out there being flat earthers or just the other flat earthers, do a pretty good job of making themselves look stupid.
Yeah, sadly, it's true.
I mean, it's kind of like having a push start on your motorcycle. You don't really got to kick it over a bunch of times to get it going. You
just got to push up that hill and then push it on back down.
You just say, it's not flat, and they go, glump there, 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 dude, you're stupid, you don't do your research, glump there, glump there. That's why I think it's a division thing, you know. I think they intentionally bring out lots of different ideas in a huge scope and spectrum to intentionally get people to be divided and think the opposite of one another, so that we don't come together as a group and start to organize. And I don't mean politically organize like we're going to have an uprising. I mean, they just give us a whole bunch of excuses to be uncomfortable, be scared, be afraid, be just dissatisfied, depressed, agitated, and disagree. You know, I think that a big part of flat Earth is that. I also do think that the Earth is flat and that they are managing the process of people coming to this realization, and they're doing it by negative association. So once again, I'll go back to my flat Earth story. I figured out the idea of the Earth being flat way back, probably like 12 years ago or something now. And then I forgot. And I wrote a song about forgetting that the Earth was flat. And then when I went back looking, I started looking at satellite pictures and I wasn't happy. I started looking at pictures of the Earth from space and I wasn't happy. And so eventually you land on Eric Dubay, usually back in the day, 3 years ago, you find Eric Dubay. Eric Dubay is not terrible in the way that he presents information, and he has a lot of talking points that are thoughtful, and you know, a lot of it can be debunked pretty easily, but a lot of it can't be debunked at all. And so that's cool. So you start following Eric Dubay around, and if you're kind of a weak personality, you kind of get googly eyes for him. And next thing you know, he's talking about how Hitler did nothing wrong, and the Jews are the bad guys, and that we need to do something horrible like the Holocaust again. And it's just like, well, what the hell happened there? I thought we were looking at flat Earth, and now all of a sudden there's a 6-hour documentary called The Greatest Story Never Told, and Eric Dubay's pushing it all over the place. He's trying to push it on Facebook and getting banned.
You don't like flat Earth with Holocaust denying.
Right. So now suddenly flat Earth is anti-Semitism in the same basket. Okay, so you go a few years later down the road, you've got Mark Sargent, Patricia Steer. I don't know if Jaron did it or not, but he's in that same group. And all of a sudden, they're all drinking their own piss because they say it's healthy. So you've got this redundant pattern of them affiliating and associating flat Earth with negative things. So if you believe the Earth is flat, people who've researched it automatically think, oh, well, you probably love Hitler and maybe you drink your own piss. So, but I'm reading the chat here, folks.
You read it out loud?
Well, not while I'm chewing. So, flat Earth, Fifi says, perhaps you have a point, but isn't an imaginary circle infinitesimally small and round in its axiomatic dimension? Sure, especially when it's about flat Earth, says Channel Q. But then again, if a plane is an imaginary point of my above definition, what are you even implying is wrong with flat? Well, it already has a bad rap, as I said. Flat Earth is a waste of time. I think that's a huge part of it, that it's an intentional waste of time. You either make a thorough investigation of what you believe to be the shape of the Earth, you come to a conclusion, Sean's an idiot, it's obviously a ball, or, wow, I can't believe it, they lied, and it certainly appears to be flat. And then, at that point, you can move on with your life. It doesn't mean it doesn't lead you to other things, but sitting and listening to Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes for 3.5 hours, Globebusters for 3.5 hours, Lori Ferrari with the Flat Earth conspiracy for 3.5 hours, Jaronism on a 5-hour stream, and on and on and on. It's certainly demonstrably a waste of time.
Yeah. Plus, a lot of the, I mean, not very much of the content is really flat Earth sometimes. It's a lot of just kind of, sort of like jibber jabber. You know, I guess like our show. But we're not doing a flat Earth show.
Yeah, we're doing
specifically. We've got a variety.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. And I'll say it again and again. If you really want to understand what's behind it, look up communitarianism. Look up a woman named Nikki Rapana and her daughter Nordica Frederick and go study the work that they did in Seattle. They got caught up into a weird thing happening with the landlord that they were living under, and what the city was trying to do to put the light rail in, and what tactics they were using to get people out of the slum apartments. And what they did is they kind of accidentally uncovered the real New World Order conspiracy, and it's called communitarianism. And if you go look up communitarian law, communitarian legal system, especially if you look it up in foreign languages, then you start to see why they want to divide people left and right, flat and globe, black and white, Christian and atheist, or religious and not religious, or religions versus each other. It's because the polarization process works to create a new thing in the middle. And the new thing in the middle, once again, can be given an opposite, and they can continue to polarize and polarize. And this is they call it Hegelian dialectic or a problem reaction solution. This is a tricky process by which they get what they want in the world without us fully realizing or being able to fight against it.
How do you spell Nikki Rapano?
Raapana.
How do you spell Nikki?
Niki.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm still eating pizza here.
R-E-P. How do you spell it?
R-A-A.
R-A-A.
The A and A. Sorry, I didn't really eat today. I apologize for eating on stream. My manners are just killing me. That's why I'm standing away from the mic. Channel Q, it is a lot like communism, but if you look up communitarianism, what it is, it's like the worst of both worlds between communism and what I would call monopoly capitalism. So they take
21st century communitarianism is a philosophical, political, and legal theory. It combines every opposite theory in the history of the world. It's a projected vision for a new global order by the year 2020. It's what all of us should be socially evolving into. Wow, this
is that hers?
I don't think so. Oh, it's by of Nikki Rapano.
2006.
Communitarians borrow ideas from ancient religions, Plato, Marx, Jefferson, Buber, and Madame Blavatsky. Studying their theory is a nightmare. It's unfocused and vague. And
I wonder if they can hear you. Can you guys hear Jim reading or not?
Should I use the microphone?
Yeah.
Communitarians borrow ideas from ancient religions, Plato, Marx, Jefferson, Buber, and Madame Blavatsky. Studying their theory is a nightmare. It's unfocused and vague. And this new theory is nothing like what Frederick Bastiat called a valid scientific inquiry, as in one that proceeds by way of observation. Their new ideas are unoriginal and their methods are unscientific. We're being led into a solution which, like astrology and alchemy, proceeds by way of imagination. That's by Frederick Bastiat.
Bastiat, yeah.
Bastiat.
Awesome.
Communitarian thinking actually reminds me a lot of the alien theory. Communitarians base all their ideas in rituals, ancient languages, and beliefs only their adepts understand. Like the most scholarly alien theorists, their ideas use facts that prove everything except whether or not aliens actually exist. As social evolutionists, communitarian gurus claim their best evidence lies in how many people feel their vibes and embrace their values. They are good cons. Communitarianism is introduced as a multi-layered mystical illusion. The unscientific logic that holds up the emerging supranational system was not designed to be easily explained. It was designed to be misunderstood on
hold on.
purpose.
Let's see.
Who is they?
So they is the communitarians themselves. So the leader of the communitarian movement in the United States of America is a man named Amitai Etzioni. He's a Jew that was smuggled out of Germany by his grandparents just prior to World War II really breaking out into horrible stuff. And he was raised in a kibbutz in Israel. And he currently has I'm pretty sure it's called the Communitarian Institute, the Institute of Communitarian Studies at George Washington University. He also writes for Huffington Post sometimes. He's been the advisor to many presidents, including Carter. There's photography of him like kind of hugging up on Obama. He's like the hidden hand. And yeah, of course, Flat Earth Fraud Exposure says Jews again. And yeah, that's, it's true that he is a Jew. That's his life story. So that's not, I'm not, is he a Zionist? He is. He's a Zionist Jew. He's the one that's behind this idea of making a harmonization or a combination or what they call a balancing of capitalism and communism. And the really basic definition of communitarianism is that they say we've focused on individual rights for too long, and that we need to balance individual rights with the needs of the global community. You know, global community.
Yeah, like universal basic income
is a very communitarian idea. Yes, it is. And it does sound a lot like communism, but it's different than communism. The reason that I emphasize the word communitarian is because if you look it up, this is a word that they actually use in their legal and high academic documents. In your local city municipality, they probably have it. It all references Agenda 21, international law. So it's not like Alex Jones saying, boys and girls, it's a satanic new world order. It's a new world order. Instead, it's a real thing. Communitarian law is a real thing. You know, so you can shadow box against the new world order with Alex Jones all you want and never get anywhere. But if you find actual evidence of them taking legal steps to create something that we're all moving towards, then you're onto something different, you know, just like some people call it a technocracy. Well, that's a great word. And I do believe that artificial intelligence, transhumanism, the transsexual, the uprising of transsexual things in the media and them appearing to promote being trans more than it used to be exposed or promoted. You know, it's always been around, but now it seems like they're encouraging kids to do it, encouraging people to do it, which is different than just accepting that it's something that exists in the world. All of that is part of some kind of weird transtopian transhumanism that it seems like that's what they want, is something like that, you know, that we're all going to jump into the machine and be happier or whatever. But you can't just call it a technocracy. There's no technocratic law being written as far as I can tell. But if you go look up communitarian law, you'll actually find something. And that's the end of the stream. Stop it there, Jim. How do we get so serious? Maybe we should go back to the yo-yo, huh? This is what happens when the drummer doesn't show up. Band practice always ends up talking about the Jews. 5 viewers.
So more drummer jokes?
No, good question. How long have we been stuck doing this already? Jeez.
I think we've been on for that long, huh?
I'm just kidding. I know it's you. When in doubt, Bogdanov. I'm just going to wait for the chat to ask some more questions because I know they're good. Oh! I guess, well, Bogdanov is canceled for now. All right, we've got a special request for more yo-yoing. All right, so maybe some piano accompaniment, if you don't mind, sir. Oh, will you play Trying to Think About It while I do it?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember how that song goes.
It's all black keys.
I know, but I
Probably got a copy of it on my phone. I'm gonna knock a hole in your ceiling.
don't do that.
I won't. Special request from Lee Taylor. It says to yo-yo. So we got to adjust the camera. I forgot. It's pretty close.
Kind of.
All right. If you tune in next week, it'll be the improved yo-yo, the one I've never used yet.
I don't remember it.
Close.
Sorry, guys.
These Duncan yo-yos aren't very good anymore. Yeah. That's it. I'm trying to think about it.
You said yo-yoing back there? Can't see.
Thanks for coming, Channel Q. We'll have you jump in next week or something. Sometime we'll get you on here if you
All
want.
right, Channel Q.
Thanks a lot for coming. Really
Thanks.
appreciate it.
See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Same prescription only channel. You can't do it that way. You gotta be able to gotta get a good one.
I'm not feeling this right
That's
now.
all right. I'll get you something else. Do you remember Sean's recording? Or? Man, somebody dropped a piece of pizza.
No. No. Maybe, bye. Maybe,
Trying to get some good walking the dog.
walking on by there.
Well, I'm trying to, like, you got to be able to, like, you shouldn't, just like a real dog, it shouldn't look like this. Like,
Yeah, you gotta teach that dog how to heel.
you know, yeah, exactly. The dog shouldn't be walking you.
Out of the way there.
So to get it right, the dog go past you. It's better. Come on, puppy. Yeah, that's not bad.
That was pretty good. Looks nonchalant as.
There we go. Now we're walking the dog. One more time for the dogs at home.
Oh, those dogs who couldn't
Come on.
be here tonight.
Come on. Good dog. Good dog. This is what I was trying to do earlier. Let's see. I'll try again. All right. Stay with me, audience. Won't throw straight.
We're not on camera here.
I was trying to get the
Yo-yo just went on by.
just the yo-yo to fly by. Oh well.
Ah.
Oh well. See you around, Ryan.
Bye, Ryan.
Love you, man. Maybe we'll see each other in person someday. We'd love to. All right. I feel like the stream's dying. Is this what a comic feels like when he sees like 6 or 7 people get up and walk away? Is that what it's like?
Maybe they forgot their baby was in the car.
Yeah.
Or something.
I always say with this whole adjustment of the, so here's a really difficult trick since those people we didn't want here anyway left.
No. Oh, that's a pretty good trick. Wow, do that again.
Oh, almost.
Just want to change the lights.
Lighting, please. Oh, see, I got to do the drum rolls myself.
Fire the drummer.
You know what's only got? You know what creature only has 3 legs and an asshole?
What's that?
Drum.
A drum throne.
I think this one's called Brain Twister. Like that.
That's good.
Loop-de-loop.
Loop-de-loop.
Loop-de-loop's harder than it looks. You can get one loop. Ideally, you should be able to just loop.
Can you go around the flat Earth? That's a pretty good one. You got to project around. All right.
What happened to the drummer? Well, we tried to get him. Then we tried to call him. And like so many drummers before him, he stopped corresponding and just didn't show up. That's okay, though. I've been dealing with this drummer for so long that no matter what, I love him anyway. And he's an excellent drummer. So. But yeah, no messages.
No messages.
You can't juggle anymore because I ate one of your balls.
I know how the other one went on the couch.
Did I just say that out loud? I ate one of your balls?
It was actually an orange.
All right, so let's try a complicated trick, Jim. This is called the man on the flying trapeze. Oh, hold on. Try again. Try again. If it's fresh, you don't succeed. Oh. Try again. Slow down. Okay. Doesn't want to land on the string. I think this guy, this trapeze artist we hired, got stage fright.
Well, there's no net. He's working
Yeah,
without,
working
a,
without
net.
a net. Live without a net.
Live TV. Live
YouTube.
YouTube.
Love you, YouTube.
YouTube.
Start saying that instead of YouTube. I love you, YouTube.
I say it a lot to YouTube.
Right on.
Right
All
on.
right, so here we go. Oh, you got a new person? Mike Madness Top Comment Cleanup Crew. Scuffed.
Nice.
I wonder what that means. All right. That's an interesting name, man. Top Comment Cleanup Crew. Does that mean you get rid of top comments? All right, so there we go. How is it not landed on there? Mr. Trapeze Man, if you can't land upon the wire, you're fired. All right. You get annoyed. That never helps.
2.0.
2.0.
What it says. 2.0 stuffed.
Okay, so it's just not working. Why can't I do it, Mom? When I said that, it gave me like a slight anxiety that my mom would come in.
Uh-oh.
Like she's
I
lurking.
hope our moms aren't watching.
My mom I can handle. If your mom's watching, I'm killing it. I'm embarrassed. I gotta get hired back. All right. So
Oh,
there it is. So that's the man on the flying trapeze.
my mom's not really into flat Earth. So I
She
don't-
told you
I
that.
don't
You
think she's
asked her.
watching.
So now, oh, I guess we got to show the other trick. That's the man on the flying trapeze. I finally hit it. This is rocking the baby in the cradle. Okay, so as you get farther into yo-yo mastery, which I'm by no means a master, but I'm pretty dang good at this.
Good night, Lee. Good night, Lee.
Ah. So then you can combine the man on the flying trapeze and rocking the baby in the cradle into one trick. Oh,
Whoa.
just think your yo-yo tricks.
And a yo-yo string. Oh, now he's bummed.
Just kidding. It'll be fine. Like when you tell your drug dealer you don't have his money.
Oh,
Ah, it'll be fine.
that'll be fine.
Right, Guido?
All right, Guido.
So, Mike Madness, Top Comment Cleanup Crew. How you doing tonight? Our show is still rather small, so mostly we're using halfway clickbaity titles and interacting with our chat. Tell us how it is that you found us this evening. We'd love to know, Mike. We're down to just you and who else? I don't know.
Nobody else is. Well, I'm not watching.
Uh-oh. You think The lady upstairs is watching.
No.
Maybe that's what it meant. Maybe he's like a bad omen. Mike Madness Top Comic Cleanup Crew shows up. That's it, man. It's over.
I don't know who's watching. Probably our moms.
They texted each other.
Like, can you believe it? They're yo-yoing and juggling.
Hey,
Talking about flat Earth.
you
Oh man,
should have got
so embarrassed.
You should have got a whole hour of show left at this point. And they were kind of slowing down.
Yeah,
Slowing down.
slowing down.
Maybe it means we're supposed to shorten up the show. Hey, come on, camera. I'm right here, buddy.
Should I change the lights? It's that wild
See it?
shirt you're wearing.
Doesn't want to. What's your problem, man? Do this.
Well, that's going to be the YouTube thumbnail for it.
I hope so. It's a good shot of us all together. There. Oh, there. There you focused. You focus.
Looks shiny.
Well, what do you think, Jim?
Well,
How many people we got? Just two?
we got two.
Nobody's talking to us? I'm going to sit here and eat another piece of pizza. Let's just sit here and see if more people show up.
Well,
I
I think that's a good strategy for bringing in viewers. Just sitting here.
It probably is.
They're gonna be like, "What are they gonna do? What are they? What are we watching?" You know, curiosity is a big thing.
Well, hey, I made it clear every show. We need to know you're here. I don't even believe those are two real viewers. Those are probably like Malaysian flat Earth bots.
I love Malaysian flat Earth bots.
That's a good name for a channel.
Malaysian flat Earth bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm taking my next vacation. Malaysia.
And then just always copy paste flat Earth disinfo in Malaysian.
In Malaysian. I wish I knew Malaysian.
Makes me want to tip my hat and say Malaysian.
Malaysian.
Hello, Malaysian.
Hello, Malaysian. Your fedora? That'd be nice.
I don't know. Let's see if I put my sunglasses on. This is actually a pretty cool stream.
Oh yeah. Well, shoot. I need sunglasses now. Just cover up my eyes. Put like a little, those little bars to protect my identity, so you can't see my eyeballs.
That is so cool.
We only got one viewer. We're scaring off our viewers. Leave us a comment. Viewer?
Should be there.
There's one. Someone's here. Thanks, Mom.
You're both there. Oh, I just had an idea.
What's that?
Whenever we get down to one viewer, then it's a real music rehearsal. We no longer have to pan rotate. We have to act like there's no audience if there's only one viewer.
Well,
So yeah, so
that depends. I
It
mean,
immediately becomes a business meeting.
with one viewer?
Yeah.
Is it David Geffen?
I hope. My God.
Yeah. Someone's watching.
I really do want to find out who knows the inside info about how AI bots and fake viewers and fake users work. Because I think.
Oh, shit. Slide the fucking pizza around.
You don't. Oh, now we're up to 2 viewers. Hello, greetings. We're having
Greetings.
pizza because we lost 4 or 5 viewers all at once, and we decided to have something to eat. Please comment something, and we'll be perfectly happy to accommodate you. Tell us something you'd like to talk about. Want to talk about Ice Poseidon? You want to see more yo-yo tricks?
You want to see Sean dance?
I can dance. I can play the guitar. I can sing. I can talk about almost every conspiracy you've ever heard of.
Back down to 1. Come back. Sean won't dance. Have you seen the the pictures of what's her name? Prince William's wife.
Yeah.
She announced her baby, and she was wearing the
Rosemary's Baby's dress.
Yeah, the same dress from Rosemary's Baby. I think it was on purpose.
How could it not be?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not on purpose, then I say the Archons did it.
Could have been an overarching archon.
There's this one. Hello.
Conspiracy.
Hello, viewer number 2. We were down to just one viewer, so we decided to have a piece of pizza. Please make a comment. Let us know that you're here, and we'll be glad to perform or do something just specifically for you.
We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll talk in a microphone.
We're ready.
Juggling.
We got guitars. We got yo-yos. We got pianos. We got drums.
There's drums. You're gonna do a drum lesson? Said there was gonna be a drum lesson. Maybe you should do a drum lesson.
I don't want to give the damn drum lesson.
Whoa.
Okay.
That was close. All right, here's a drum lesson.
Right. Well, I guess this makes it better. First thing to remember is that drummers think they're cooler than everyone else. So
That's true.
you have to get your sunglasses so that you can at least appear. Now, the next step at this point, if you're a real drummer, would be to say that you're going to start the lesson now, and then wait, anywhere from 45 minutes to a day before you start.
I thought that was tomorrow.
If you're a professional drummer or a jazz drummer, you would tune the drums. Otherwise, you wouldn't.
I don't think these are in tune. I messed with them one time. Do they sound like they're in tune? I don't even know how you tune a drum. Well, I mean, like.
Yeah, they're pretty off. These screws at the bottom would adjust each one of those 4 posts.
Yeah, but like, what is it? What is the sound I'm looking for? Is it like a
that's
thump or a
that's
tom or a
that's
bing?
preference. Yeah, that's preference. It's not like well, it's kind of like the guitar. The piano usually you don't go decide to do.
Yeah,
With your piano, you can go detune the hell out so it's all slack and be like, wow.
yeah, but then I couldn't play with anyone. Like I do a lot.
It's too high to sit down. It's just at the right height to drive me crazy. So I don't really know a lot about a bongo drum. Pretty sure that's what these are called, though. So you've got the head of the drum, the body of the drum. This drum is on a stand that's kind of improvised for it. You've got the head is tightened down with this metal ring and these fasteners that applies tension to the head. There's a hole here with no head on the back. Some drums have a head on the back. So if you hit in the middle, it should give you like a long sustained sound. Like that. You can't really get just a plain metal hit. If it was like a djembe drum, you could get a right in the middle, but to get more of a high-pitched sound out at the rim. So what me and the drummer that was supposed to be here tonight were talking about on the telephone was something called paradiddle. I asked him what's the next step past a paradiddle, and he said a paradiddle diddle. Paradiddle diddle.
What's a paradiddle?
So a paradiddle would be. So that seems really basic, but okay. So like the most basic drum move ever would be. Right, to get that even, don't make any mistakes.
What's that called?
Don't speed up. Just a 1-2. Just keep your time. I don't know if there's a technical.
There's got to be a name for it.
Maybe that's just para.
Could be. No, it's paranormal.
That's what it is. Paranormal.
Paranormal.
Hey, right. I am tribal in my animal form. Cool. Hey, I'm glad to see you're still here, man. We didn't know who was who was still around. We stopped and had a piece of pizza. We're trying to move on now with the drum lesson so that we're not dishonest in our titling of things. We don't want guys like, what was the other guy's name? He was cool.
I don't remember.
Troll comic guy. I don't remember his name. Anyway, just scroll back up. But anyway, so.
Oh, it was top. It was roast.
Yeah, roast. Top roast.
Top.
No, that's funny. Top roast.
Roast King.
Roast King. Yeah, it was Roast King. Roast King's up there somewhere. Anyway, so when drumming, what you're trying to do, especially most songs that you hear are either in fours, and occasionally you hear a song that's in threes. So in fours would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that rhythm without variating. Most drummers have a reputation for speeding up as they play. This is a common mistake of a drummer. And it's actually a very natural thing to do.
You get more excited,
especially when you're live performing. You know, the band starts and you're like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and
yeah.
A pretty redheaded girl looks at you like, oh wow, you go.
Yeah.
And then like your old crap, the guitar speeds up because he heard you speed up. So.
And then you speed up because he's better.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're doing this, and the bass player's like, no.
I can't do that fast. Is what he says.
Yeah. And so then you try and slow down, and the whole band has to stop because it's really hard to speed up and then slow down. But a paradiddle is, so you're doing, instead of, you know, so that gives you the opportunity to move to the other drum so that one hand is keeping 2 beats just as even as if you were using 2 hands. So you're doing this and you want to go. To get that hand over there. So if you practice going, let's see, start with the wrong hand. I'm left-handed, so hold on. So that gives you a chance to move over there. You see what I mean? That's like the reason behind the technique is to afford one of your hands an opportunity to move without stopping the rhythm. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
At least that's what I've heard. I don't know. I'm actually not a drummer. So like that. So say you want to go. So instead you go. That's probably a better example of it than if a drummer tried to show you because it sucks. Then our audience can see what I mean.
That's soft drumming.
This is what Carlos Santana's guys do.
Yeah, but he's got like 3 or 4 bongo drummers. Not a regular drummer. Paradiddle diddle.
Paradiddle diddle. I think what I'm doing is actually paradiddle diddle to go. So
paradiddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle.
Yeah. The cow jumped through the projection of the moon.
That's right.
people away putting Ice Poseidon in the title than we brought. People are probably scrolling through like they go to the newer or to the rarer streams live. What's live? And they're like, Ice Poseidon. Ugh. Sick of that.
Maybe. Should we take it out? Is it too late?
I'm curious what happens if you. Let's go change the title and see what happens.
We got 3 viewers now.
Just talking about it fixes it. Hi everyone. We were considering changing the title. Okay. Here we are.
Drum lessons, yo-yo tricks, Ice Poseidon, another
Thought
potatoes.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the title.
Yeah.
Adam Lure.
You have to leave with Flat Earth.
Why is that, Adam? Why do we have to lead with Flat Earth?
Well, because Flat Earth's a lady. Every time you dance with a lady, you have to lead.
So let's see. I was trying to remember how your other song went because I like it so much.
What are the songs? Oh, you mean
I'm trying to think.
trying to think about it?
Yeah, I forced you to name it the way that David Baker used to force me to think so. People can only see the first few words. Oh, yeah.
So it says drum lessons. Mark's Only Picture Show number 6. Drum lessons.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Flat Earth every week, though. I mean, I throw it in there because I'm perfectly happy to discuss it, but I'm not stuck on the Flat Earth.
Well, you're stuck somewhere. Oh, here's a pick.
The metal one?
No.
Oh, cool.
It's on your love light there.
Don't you love light shine? So how's it going, Mr. Lord? So 2 bits. Sure, it's only those 3 chords. Oh, Jim's getting a phone call. We had a decent stream going, but everybody kind of seemed to have to up and leave at once. So we stopped and had a piece of pizza. We were going to have Josh Friedman jump in and do some drum stuff, but then he apparently became unavailable. So we've been razzing him and giving him trouble. That way, if he comes and watches the stream later, he can see that nothing's changed. Oh, I got your book in the mail, man. Got it. It looks good. Yours looks different. Yours is the only one that looks like it's actually hand-drawn. Everything else looks digital, so that made me happy. It seemed to me like they could have printed it a little bit sharper, but it still looked really good to me. I didn't carefully read the whole thing yet, but so have you seen it? I just opened it and flipped through it because I had to leave, so I just looked at the art, but I haven't read it yet. I thought it'd be cool to bring it to you and have you sign the page inside the book right before yours. It's like that, Jimmy. So I might be adding your. Oh, also stepped into the restroom there. Yeah, man, next week, if you want to jump on, Adam, and just long enough to, like, you don't have to come over here, but if you want to jump in just long enough to talk about it, how it all happened, then we could have that as a clip to pop out later. We could go edit that clip out, and it could be something we push out there so it's not just you self-promoting. You know, we could talk about how you got involved with the 100 Days of Comics, how you ended up being published for the first time along with these other people. We could talk about how that other book that was being sent around got stolen, and what your future plans are. And then we could go clip it out as a, you know, just it could be part of this show, but then we could clip it out as a separate section or segment just for you. Or just the same, if you want to just jump on a stream, just me and you, we could do the same thing where I'm interviewing you about being published in the, what's it called? It's called Life in Space. It'll take me a minute to answer. So your thing was like this, man. Yeah, I think then you went back, whereas I let me show you the difference here. So we go down to 1 or 2 viewers. Once it gets down to 1 or 2 viewers, then it's just a live rehearsal. It's no longer a show. So I played it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's a minor. Right there, I would let it roll starting here and go. That's the first note again. Whereas you were,
I was doubling it up.
you were doing the opposite. I'm doubling it up because that's a traditional songwriting technique.
Well, I think I like the double up.
Okay.
So like this. Yeah, and then you double it.
Right. Oops. So there, there, here. So what would be the next step from there? Well, that would be up. Same.
Yeah, that's a bitch.
It's all because you're using all the black keys.
Yeah. Makes it more
Hey, we got another viewer.
Hi.
Woo! Hey, up to 3 viewers. If you make a request in the chat, we are within reason willing to accommodate you.
Definitely within reason.
Otherwise, please enjoy what we're calling a live rehearsal. I guess if rehearsal, we don't need the light on. So check it out. I put the cable on just to make it easier. So I was going to show you the chords here on the guitar. So. So then you could go. That's the same as the E chord. Not E. It's F sharp. So F sharp. So I was trying to figure out where else I could play this chord, right? So I could play it here.
I like that.
It's a bitch though. So let's try it. So far. Oh wait, where would we
Just by the black strings.
I wasn't in love.
Oh.
Where else is that at? Oh yeah, this. So we could go. Hey, that sounds better. Let's try something different. Let's take this song somewhere. Let's do it.
Try it.
I'm starting to kind of enjoy this no viewers thing.
It's like.
I get an idea. Fuck you.
You in tune? You in tune?
I'll tell you just sit here. What's that? What? You fucking one of these two? Every cable we own a piece of dog shit.
Answer is. You had a fucking fox.
Yeah, fucking.
Sorry, I kind of like that. So, please play A.
This is by Sean.
Hey. All right, Sean, you're losing your strap.
It was rubbing me wrong, man. So we switched it up, man.
You should wear it strapless, bruh.
Bitch. You fucking whore.
How about Nivea?
What about nothing?
We checked.
Checked.
Do you know what Olivia do?
So. Oh, we don't have really 2 minutes.
Hey. Oh yeah, performance. There's part of performance. There will be more.
So.
What's going on with it?
I don't think Kenny ever took it apart because it's inconvenient. He said he did, but I don't think he did. I'll take it back to him. It's not, the actions are off.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds out.
So try to do that. That note's just barely there. Giving up. I like it. I like what we're getting. I like what we're getting, but I just don't like it for the charger. I think we can excuse ourselves.
You want to just call it a show?
Yeah, I think that's a show, boys and girls.
I think it's a show. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 3 viewers again.
Well, this is your last chance to request yo-yoing, discussion about Thought Apocalypse and Poseidon. Guitar, maybe. I'm getting a little too tired for too much dancing. So if you're out there and you want something, now's the chance, because we're going to throw this yo-yo at the xylophone and call it a day.
Better ding that bell.
Oh, yeah.
Ring that bell icon, subscribe.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe if you made it this far.
Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell,
Or don't.
or don't. Put this on the screen.
Like, share, subscribe, or don't.
Ring that bell icon.
Good night, Ants family.
Canada, ants.